Joining us now is Peter Schloo, the CEO of Heritage Mining. Thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for having us, Mark.
All right, so this property you have in Northern Ontario, you've consolidated this land package. You've got 100 years of historical data. This is your flagship Drayton-Black Lake project. Other companies have been there, Teck and Placer and so on. So give us an overview. Give us some highlights of what you're doing here.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So the reason why we got there was because there was so much exploration data available. So when you're looking for an exploration project, this is the perfect opportunity to jump in. All those high quality companies have been there, but they've only been on little snippets of it. Our predecessor operator, Stillwater, Group 10, when we signed up with them, they consolidated the package and did a great job. We took that one step further and grabbed our probably most attractive area now. And now we're developing that and using that data, layering it in, putting it in 3D and taking a systematic approach along the entire project from a consolidated perspective. So nobody's done that before. We're there to do that, and we have the team that's done it before. So happy to be there.
Right, so you put out a news release this week talking about some channel sampling results, and it confirmed multiple high-grade vein systems, and you say it's kind of similar to what Treasury Metals has proved out there with their Goliath Gold project. So what are some of the highlights? What should investors know about this news release this week?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So our last, the guys were on Overdrive doing the channel sampling program, so a big shout out to them. That was 30-day channel sampling program. We did over 40 channel samples, 250 meters, which is a significant amount. What we've discovered now is that there's 3 areas with a potential deposit that we're looking at, and they're far away. They have a good footprint, and they have a high grade gold and silver ratio. So the Alcona mine area, that's 200 meters by 1 kilometer, strike length, open at both ends. We've had 2.72 grams per ton over 5.1, and what we've done is those channel samples are across the 200 meters. So we've really defined what we're looking at, and that'll drive some drilling to see how much is there and what's going on. We also have the New Millennium area, which is in the same property location or similar or close to the Alcona mine, and that's running high grade gold and silver as well. Similar numbers, never been drilled before, so that's even more exciting. We need to do some more structural analysis and how everything's oriented, because we think there's 2 deformation corridors in the New Millennium area as opposed to the Alcona mine where we've identified 1 200 meters wide. So there's a little bit more work to do there, but some fantastic upside. And if it's the same as that there, then that's your second deposit potential upside there. And then in the northeastern part of the property is the Moretti. That's what we've had a ton of good grades there. Historical ran grab samples up to 1,000 grams per ton. We had a 208 gram per ton there, and then we're getting a significant amount over 5 grams over a meter in the different vein sets, and that's 500 meters wide by 2.5 kilometers long. Again, another deposit potential there that we're confident in, and we're looking forward to advancing that in the 2023 program.
So these results, and you're hinting at it there, will help you further define drill targets, and you want to be systematic, you say. Can you explain that?
Yeah, so that's the systematic approach was, we did our check samples. There's a lot of great historical results there. So our first pass after we went public was, let's check and see if these historics are really running the way they were. They're running fantastic. We had over 300 check samples, not channels, checks, and 70% of them registered gold. So that was fantastic and honed in our areas. Then we jumped into Alcona, New Millennium, and Moretti. We did some channel sampling there, and what that does is it further defines. So we have high grade gold silver at surface in similar ratios to Treasury, which is fantastic, and we have a very tight capital structure, so a lot of room to work with. And what that will do is drive at surface. We have the orientations all mapped out, and that'll help drive our drilling program, which we'll be submitting, permit application within the next 30 days.
So you said this is highly prospective. It's early days, and you mentioned Treasury Metals a couple times, but are you starting to get the sense, and is your team getting the sense that you may be sitting on a similar size resource?
Yes, I would say so. I wouldn't say it's very early to say how much is there, but and there's a lot of questions to answer. But what I think the good exploration upside there is it's not only 1 potential deposit area, there's 3, and they're far enough apart, and it's only half of the property. So we still haven't done work on the other 50%. I mean, it's a huge package, 15,000 hectares. This is only in 3 different areas that we've honed in on. And there's still a lot of targets to develop as well from a brown and greenfield perspective. So we have a very, very highly prospective exploration property.
You've got a people-first approach, and with your team, you've got experience from exploration to bringing mines into production. You say all options are on the table, so maybe you prove it out, company comes along and knocks on the door, or you go straight through to production. So describe your strategy.
So the strategy with this property is, it's as you said, it's very early days, but we have the team to take it all the way. There's a ton of questions that need to be answered even before you get to a deposit or through to production. I'd say that's pretty far out, and for me to say, yeah, we're going to take it all the way right now, that would be a big reach, and I think that'd be probably a red flag for people listening. But from a people first perspective, when we incorporated the company, the approach was, let's build a team first and then go get a project. So what we have is a group of individuals that have been in exploration all the way through to production, or have production experience and can jump in at any point in time. So when we went and looked for a property, we have the mindset of, okay, is this good from a exploration, development, or production standpoint, and then how do we take it all the way to production? So I think that's important. When we go and look at a project, we're looking, does this have the capability to go and the potential to go all the way? So, close to infrastructure, check. We got great access to roads. 60% of the access to all of our targets are, all-weather logging roads, etc. We're 25 minutes from a Tim Hortons. Sioux Lookout has its own airport. It's a perfect location with a ton of upside. So that's kind of where we come from the people first and the mindset we bring.
All right, Peter, wrap it up with a bow for us in 30, 40 seconds. A lot of companies out there telling their stories to the market. Investors have to pick and choose. So why Heritage?
I think it's important to take a step back and see where the marketplace is. I think everybody in the sector right now is undervalued, but it's important to assess relative to where we sit, relative to where the company sits and where you're making your investment decisions. So we have a full comp spread, 42 companies. Out of those companies, we have the tightest capital structure, great cash position, low market cap relative to everybody else, and one of the biggest packages with, now we've just confirmed, 3 potential deposits. So this is a great time to check out the story. We're at a great price for anybody looking at to enter in, so I definitely pay attention in the next 6 months.
And we're off the elevator. Well done. That was
there we
great.
go. Thanks for having me.
All right. Thanks, Peter.
Thank you.
Okay, Peter Schloo, CEO of Heritage Mining.